grow your business and do very well. You just have to be famous to the one. Be famous to a handful of people who actually see you as an expert, who see you as an authority, who see what you do, like what you do, and say, well, I want them to actually work for me. I want them to be my coach, my consultant, my web designer. And so I want to show you today how I have been able to become famous to the one, and the one want to have to work with me. Okay, I don't care about becoming famous to the world. It's just a select group of people, handpicked, who actually are great, will be great potential clients. And so I want that for you. I want you to be able to be really famous to a group of people who can really grow your business. So let me show you. Let's switch over to the iPad and let me show you how this works. So if you look at this blueprint on how to become famous to the one, you can see in the middle there, there's the prospect. And let's just do some numbers. Just say you want to build 50 websites a year, or you want to get 50 clients a year. So that's 50. And just say your conversion rate from when someone sits with you to actually becoming a client is a 25% conversion rate. So that means 1 in every 4 become a client. And just say if you become a bit of a big deal to 10 people, one of them will actually book an appointment. Okay, so that's times 10. So that means you need to become a big deal to about 2,000 people per year. Okay, 2,000 people per year, you've got to become a big deal. Now, some of those people are already in your network, others aren't in your network, and you're going to bring them into your network. So let me show you how this works. Remember, not being famous to the world, being famous to a select group of people who will become a client. So let me show you how this works. So first, you've got to generate some leads. You've got to get some people into your network. And one of the best ways to do that is with a Facebook ad. Okay, so there are other ways you can do it. You can use YouTube. You can use Instagram. A great one for B2B is LinkedIn. But the whole idea is you go out and you go to a platform and you bring people in and they become a prospect. You give away a free lead magnet. You do what you have to do to get them into your database. Once they're in your database, they are now a prospect. And so we have now reached the prospect status, and we're going to rapidly try and build the prospects up as quickly as we can. But actually, it's not quick. You don't have to be quick. You just have to be consistent. Consistently add new people to the database, and the rest of the machine works for you. So then what you do is you have these promotional tools, okay? So once someone's in your database, they're in your network, you can show them content to actually build your authority and your expert status. So one of the things you can do is every week, if they're in your database, is send an email. Once a week, twice a week, once every 2 weeks. Every time they see it, they open it, it builds a little bit of authority. So every week or every 2 weeks, you're building more authority to that person. The next thing you can do is start a Facebook group, and I've just recently done this, and it's worked amazingly. I have a very small group, and I have already got clients from that group who have now joined my coaching program. And so if you have a Facebook group, what you can do is every day or every second day or third day, I daily do one of these live streams. And every day when I do a live stream, Facebook notifies everyone in the group, everyone in my network, and says, Marlon is doing a live stream. And then they get notified and they click and they watch it. Now, they may ignore that for the first 10 days, but eventually they're going to get a bit interested in what am I doing? What is this guy doing every single day? And they'll eventually watch. And some of them have watched, and then they kind of keep watching every day. They go to the Facebook group, they see the content, and they start to understand how I build websites, how I deal with this web industry. And that's a very important way to create celebrity status, to become famous to that one person. The next thing you can do is Facebook retargeting. So if anyone watches a percentage of the video on Facebook, or they visit your website, or they're on your customer data list, remember the email list, you can retarget them with ads, with content, educating them, creating credibility. So every day you can be spending $1 a day, $1.50 a day, just reaching those existing people in the database. What are you doing? Building your fame to those people, your expert status. And finally, if you get these people onto your social platforms, so like you on Facebook, friend you on Facebook, connect with you on LinkedIn, follow you on Instagram, you can be creating content and continually be creating a connection with them. Now, how do you do this? The easiest way to do it is to create one video on a regular basis. Now, I do it daily. I would recommend at least once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, but once a week is a good number, twice a week, 3 times, whatever you can do, okay? But create that video once a week, and then that video is converted into an email. So you can send that video, a link to that video through your email to your customer list, okay? Through the customer list. You can then take that video and put it on Facebook. And now it's a Facebook ad that you can put on Facebook. And you can show that to people for $1.50 a day if that's as little as you want to spend. You can then convert that video into a blog post. You can transcribe it using a service called rev.com, and it creates a transcript, and then you can clean it up. And now it's a blog post with a Facebook, with a YouTube video embedded in it. You can put the video on YouTube as well. And finally, you can take that video and you can cut it up into smaller videos, or you can create quote cards of some amazing things you say in the video and put that all over social media. And so that becomes social media posts. The blog post can be used for retargeting. It can be used for your Facebook group. It can be used for your email. But this is how you create content to push into the the promotional tools. And you show these promotional tools, they show the content to your prospect. And very quickly, you can become a big deal to a very small market. So let me tell you a little bit about how it's worked for me. So in a very short amount of time, through creating content on a regular basis and emailing it and retargeting people on Facebook and getting people in the Facebook group and just constantly being in front of them, I have won quite a few sales. And I've won website sales, I've won coaching sales, and it's amazing because when people get on these calls with me, typically I won't know who they are, but they know who I am. And so, for example, this week someone jumped on a call with me and I said, "So how'd you hear about me?" And he said, "Well, I joined a webinar in December and I've been watching your videos and I really like the videos. And there's a couple of things you said about lead generation that really resonated with me." And I look back at that and I thought, wow, all of this experience they had with me, I wasn't a part of personally, but the content I created went out into the internet and created this almost a relationship, an understanding, built my credibility when I wasn't around. And when the person got on the call with me, it was a different conversation. It wasn't who are you or what are you trying to sell me? It was like, I understand your philosophy. Let's see if we could work together. Is this going to work for me? And it's very, very powerful. And what happens is over time, as you continually invest into this content, continually become famous to another person and another person and another person, the leads start to flow in and the prospects start to book calls in your calendar, and you start to have the ability to actually get new sales with doing very little work in the immediate. You've built a flood or a tsunami of prospects coming through over time. So I want to encourage you, become famous to the one. Create content, create videos, push it out there, even when you think no one's watching. Sometimes I look at my videos and I think, wow, no one's watching that. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Somewhere, somehow, you're not everywhere. Somehow, somehow, they are watching. And the right person, who's your perfect prospect, is watching you be consistent, create credibility and authority. And at the right time, when they're ready, they'll book the appointment and they'll be pre-sold on you. So I want to encourage you, become famous to the one, create content, work on it, and really grow your business. And if you want to learn how to do all of this, this is one strategy I use to grow my web design business. I want to encourage you to book a scale session with me. It's a 15-minute brainstorm where we'll take not just this idea, but many other ideas and see which ones really work for you. And if you're interested in that, click the button around this video somewhere. You could fill in an application form, book a time convenient with you in my calendar, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.